The Aegean Sea is deep and indifferent, but for 2 million people in the 1920s, it became the path to exile. In the early 20th century, a cold political wind, born of nationalism and shifting borders, swept across the Balkans and Anatolia, setting the stage for one of history's most profound humanitarian crises. For centuries, Greek Orthodox Christians and Turkish Muslims lived side by side in a complicated, vibrant mosaic, particularly in places like Selonica, Thessaloniki, and the coastal towns of Asia Minor. The water was not a separator, but a shared highway for trade and life. But the violence of the Balkan Wars and the recession of the Ottoman Empire meant the political tide was turning with devastating speed. New nation-states, fueled by the dream of ethnically homogeneous populations, began to displace the reality of multi-faith communities. Fear became the loudest voice on both sides of the water. This political impulse culminated in the Treaty of Lausanne in 1923. It was not just a peace treaty ending the Turkish War of Independence. It was a decree of compulsory population exchange. This was a forced transfer, aiming to permanently resolve the minority problem through mass displacement. Nearly 2 million people were officially uprooted, defined not by their language or culture, but strictly by their religion. Greek Orthodox Christians were sent to Greece, and Muslims to Turkey. People who had lived in the same village for generations were simply reduced to a governmental category. The exchange was immediate and brutal. Families were forced to abandon their homes, their land, and their possessions. The exchange stripped people of their centuries-old, locally forged identity, replacing it with a national identity imposed by political will. The humanitarian cost was immense. Perilous sea journeys, disease, and the profound trauma of displacement took a heavy toll. The exchangers often arrived to find the homes left vacant by the others were inadequate, the climates unfamiliar, and the economic landscape hostile. The cultural and architectural impacts were indelible. In Thessaloniki, the arrival of Greek Orthodox refugees fundamentally changed the city's face, replacing much of the Ottoman-era Muslim presence. In Turkey, beautiful churches were left to ruin or converted, shifting the look and feel of cities like Izmir. Politically, the exchange achieved its goal, establishing two nation-states with clearly defined religious majorities. But at a human level, it was a profound failure. The descendants of the Mubadal and the Gokmen still carry the stories of a lost homeland, a deep nostalgia for a place they have never seen. The Aegean Sea remains the same, but the two shores now echo with different languages, different prayers, and a shared silence for the 2 million people whose lives were rearranged by a pen stroke. Their legacy is a profound reminder that political solutions often create a lasting, personal humanitarian wound,